love to call. Our salute to you, the great race fans. So I ask each and every one of you from turn 4 to turn 1 and all points in between, get on your feet, ladies and gentlemen. This is our way to say thank you for coming out here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks, 4 wide, the ground pounding, earth shaking, window rattling, 800 horses without all the mess. The Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Shane, I gotta mention we have our honorary starter. She's up in the flag stand. Hannah Baker won our Grand Marshal contest a couple weeks ago, and she is gonna drop the green flag over these Big Block Modified. So welcome, Hannah Baker, if you will.
Very nice, Hannah Baker. She is going to have the field in her command here in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness. Grandpa, take a Viagra pill. It's time to get it on. Race fans, it's showtime.
And they rip off into turn 1. Tompkins gets a good jump. Bowman trying to work the outside.
Bringing it down the backstretch for the first time. Mike Bowman puts a car length up in front of Gary Tompkins through corner number 3 and 4. Tompkins works the bottom. First time around, Mike Bowman's gonna lead.
Bowman used that outside move, as we mentioned. He is very successful here at Merrittville in 3 and 4, and now he streaks away from Chris Steele, Tompkins, and Bicknell.
Bicknell running back and forth. Matt Shepard is 5th. Matt Williamson is 6th. Chad Brockman is 7th. And now Chris Steele going for 2nd underneath the Gary Tompkins, 84 into turn 1.
Steele working the middle group. Bicknell even lower in a 358, working under 2 big blocks. Tompkins and Shepard hanging the top 5. Bowman trying to pound him off as fast as he can.
And he will bring him off the turn as the Steele 17C still going after Gary Tompkins into turn number 1 and 2. Steele will now put a half car length ahead of the 84th Tompkins as Pete Bicknell watches in 4th. Matt Shepard rides in 5th.
Bowman is really pulling a good lead here. He's got him by 3/4 of a straightaway already as Chris Steele and Tompkins duel. Tompkins in the mode, as we call it, on the front straightaway here.
Chad Brockman running back there in 6th. Danny Johnson is 7th, while Matt Williamson rides in 8th. Dale Plank is 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is the Brandon Easy, number 06.
Good battle out there for 4th and 5th. Bicknell gets underneath Matt Shepard. Shepard trying to go to the middle as Tompkins back in 3rd now, reels into that fight.
Working it into turn number 3. Gary Tompkins has his hands full with Pete Bicknell. Bicknell on the bottom. He will take over position number 3, and Shepard trying to go one groove lower as they battle for 3rd.
Behind them, Brackman is slowly reeling in the top 5. He's got Danny Johnson and Matt Williamson on his heels, but they're a bit back of him still. Bowman off of 4 with another one to lap 6.
Working it down off of corner number 4. Gary Tompkins trying to grab the 3rd spot back from the number 42 of Pete Bicknell as they exit corner number 2. And Tompkins on the top side has the advantage into turn 3.
Bowman now can see lap traffic. Dave Rauscher's on the same straightaway as he is, and Bowman is slowly closing in on them. Chris Steele has separated himself from 3rd and 4th.
8 laps complete that time for Mike Bowman in the number 71, working it up into turn number 3 and 4. Bowman started on the outside of the front row. He's led every lap thus far.
Bowman sticking to the outside groove. He's really starting to catch the lap cars. Won't be about another lap or 2 before he has to slice and dice through them. Bicknell and Tompkins having a good race for 3rd and 4th.
While we watch that battle for 3rd and 4th, we've got to watch the battle behind them between Danny Johnson and Chad Brockman, and the Doctor takes over position number 6. And that brand new Lisa Maroney owned number 27 Jade Machine, a throwback, white lettering, bright orange, Finger Lakes Livestock on the side. Oh, baby, as he brings it off of corner number 4.
Bowman gets around Rauscher, the first car that will go down a lap. Rauscher battles back to try and stay on the lead lap. Pete Costco battling just the front of them.
Working it through corner number 3 and 4, your race leader, Mike Bowman, Pete Costco, Tim Courier, and Dave Rauscher, who just went down 1 lap, right there with the leader into turn number 1 as we have 12 laps in the books.
This is where things get interesting for the leader, Mike Bowman. With all this lap traffic, he doesn't have clear track. He's got to work his way around. He's not in the preferred line that he's led so far the first 10 with. He's rolling on the bottom.
And this is allowing Chris Steele in the 17C to close in on the back of the 71 of Mike Bowman. Bowman, heavy traffic in front of him. Steele looking to get around Rauscher. Meanwhile, 3-car battle for third. Gary Tompkins on the top side. Pete Bicknell in the middle groove. And Shepard's going to go one groove lower, 3 wide into turn number 1.
Shepard with a good slide job on Pete Bicknell into turn 1. Pulls right underneath Tompkins. He's going to get 2 of them here.
As they work into turn number 3 and 4, Gary Tompkins still working that top side. You dance with the girl you brought. He's working the top shelf into turn number 1, but it didn't pay off that time as Shepard able to keep the position.
Mike Bowman in heavy traffic in the form of Justin Wright and Courier as they work here off of 4. Bowman to the bottom. Chris Steele is still about a half straightaway behind, and he's going to feel heat from Matt Shepard before too long.
Working it up off a turn at number 2. Steele right there for the second spot. Getting around his car owner, Pete Costco, as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. And now Shepard's going to take a look to the bottom as Tompkins, Bicknell, and the doctor, Danny Johnson, all right there.
Bowman back to his preferred groove on the outside of 1 and 2. Bring it back down through the middle. Right on the upper lip of the back straightaway and dancing with that cushion. Whoa, that's close to dropping off the backside.
Some of the guys we haven't mentioned yet here, Clint, is Billy Dunn. He started 32nd. He's now up to position number 24. Jimmy Phelps has had a bad night here, just struggling with that number 98 H machine. He started back in position number 28. Right now, that's where he sits, in the 28th starting position.
It just shows you how important the qualifying heats are. You know, he was leading, fell out of it, couldn't get through the conts, he had to start all the way at the back.
And he is in the thick of a tight points battle with Brett Hearn and Matt Shepard. Hearn right now running 9th on the grid. Dale Plank right in front of him, showing in position number 8 as those 2 veterans do battle.
Speaking of Matt Shepard, he has caught second place Chris Steele, looking for a way around. They're still in traffic with Tim Courier and Justin Wright right surrounding their vehicles here.
20 laps in the books. Let's give you a rundown here. It is Mike Bowman in control of this one with car 71. Holding on to position number 2 is Chris Steele. Matt Shepard is 3rd. Gary Tompkins is 4th. 5th is Pete Bicknell. Danny Johnson 6th. Chad Brockman 7th. Dale Plank is 8th. Brett Hearn is 9th. Matt Williamson is 10th. Scott Wood is 11th. Eric Rudolph 12th. Alan Johnson 13th. Brandon Easy 14th. While Justin Harris rounds out the top 15.
Leader Mike Bowman around turn 2 onto the back straightaway. He's now trying to put Chevalier and Robbie Kroll down laps. He's still up in the preferred line. Chris Steele still has second. Shepard now going to the high side to find some traction. Bowman down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 once more. Right up on the outer lip. Continues to run that extreme outside. Mike Bowman here down the back chute. In control here on the back door of Billy Dunn. These guys keep rolling through. Bowman up on the outer cushion here. He has got 8 cars all around him. Chris Steele is only 1 car behind.
As they work their way around the speedway, Chris Steele in that number 17C, a fantastic showing for him tonight. He's got it very proud with the way he's been running, and he's got Matt Shepard all over him as Shepard goes to the top side in turn number 1 and 2, and they've got Mike Bowman, and here comes Shepard, shot out of a cannon into turn number 3.
Matt Shepard up to the high side here into 3 and 4. Bowman gets around Dunn. He's still got 2 cars between himself and Chris Steele, but he does not have the preferred groove.
Working it up off of corner number 2 as the Shepard number 9S. And we've got one down here. Chad Brockman in trouble here on the front straightaway into the infield. Yellow lights are on.
He's hung up on the inside tire wall down here at the entrance to turn number 1. You know you can do it. It's just job at hand from here on out.
We will be on lap number 34 as they get the green off of corner number 4 back underway. And Bowman's going to lead him into turn number 1 and 2.
Steele looked like he had a good jump, but Bowman with a slide job right up in front. Shepard to the bottom, and he'll make contact with Steele out of 2.
Oh, they are 3 wide behind you. Kerry Terrance, the 38 of Wood, and the 38 of Susie, and the 06 of Easy, as they come up off of corner number 4.
Chris Steele trying to wrestle the bottom under the Bowman 71, but on the outside of him, Matt Shepard driving around him, and they are 3 wide for the lead out of 4.
Working it down into corner number 1 and 2. Matt Shepard in the number 9S going for second around the Chris Steele number 17 C machine. He has it as they work their way down the back straightaway. So Super Matt, he's up to second, and Bowman slips up the hill, and Shepard's going to try and take advantage.
Bowman using that run down the hill, though, once he got the traction back and pulls away from Matt Shepard. Bowman 2 tires in the rear, up over the cushion in 2, and grabbing as much of that good stuff as he can.
Here comes the doctor, Danny Johnson. He's on the top side, looking to grab third around Chris Steele. Doctor takes the 3rd spot.
Shepard with a bit of a different entry into the turn than the Bowman 71 is using. Bowman kind of just driving it straight around the outside rim, with Shepard diving it down low, almost an Eldora-like line.
Somebody we haven't talked about tonight, Brett Hearn in car number 20. Started in lucky number 13, and the Jet is up to position number 5, and he's going for 4th.
Almost using the exact same line as our leader, Mike Bowman, is driving the car very similar around this Merrittville surface. Shepard is getting closer to Bowman here into turn 1.
Working it up through corner number 3. It is Bowman with the advantage. Matt Shepard dives to the bottom. Danny Johnson is 3rd. Brett Hearn holds 4th. Chris Steele rising 5th. Oh, and a plume of smoke out of the doctor. Danny Johnson off of turn number 4. Let's keep our eye on that.
Yeah, still smoking here, and more as he goes down the back straightaway. Not one of the big, like, catastrophic plumes, but definitely a solid trail of white out of the 27J.
Another guy that's got his act together tonight. He started 18th on the grid, and that is AJ Slideway's Alan Johnson. He is up to position number 8. So Alan starting to move forward with the brand new 14J. Meanwhile, race leader back into traffic.
Last time out of turn 2, Matt Shepard found something. Shane, he was almost in the infield on the back straightaway. Super low, looking for the bite. We'll see if he tries to do it again. He's on the outside this time, so not going to work. But there is a lot of good stuff where Shepard took the charge down the back straightaway last time.
Small block leads right now. Shepard in a big block runs in 2nd. Small block, Danny Johnson runs in 3rd. Big block, Brett Hearn is in 4th. Small block. The Steele number 17C is in 5th. Big block, Dale Plank is 6th. Small block, a Big Nell 7th. Small block, Alan Johnson 8th. Big block, Gary Tompkins is 9th. And the 25 of Eric Rudolph in a small block rounds out the top 10.
Pretty amazing how they can shuffle the deck like that and make it competitive. Bowman on the outside, Shepard on the bottom again, looking to put those left rear tires in the good stuff. Bowman working around Justin Wright.
Working it off of corner number 4. 46 will be in the books. We're 4 shy of the halfway point. And close quarters there that time for Bowman and the number 19W of Wright.
Justin Wright got into the leader going down the front straightaway, making it tough for Bowman to get around. He overcooked it up over 1. Now he gathers it up. Shepard almost got it away.
Boy, he gave up a lot of momentum that time as Shepard closing in on him into turn number 1 and 2 as he looks to get around the Justin Wright 19W. Meanwhile, Brett Hearn is inching in on the 27J of the Dr. Danny Johnson into turn number 3.
Shepard off the bottom of 4. Bowman still bringing the outside lane. As right here into 1, he's got to be so gentle to not burn it up over that lip.
The smoke still pluming just a little bit out of Danny Johnson's car as he rides in position number 3, and Brett Hearn's all over him like a shark to chum as they come off of corner number 4. We're 1 lap away from the halfway point.
Shepard closing in on Bowman as he slows up in lap traffic, trying to find a way around the Tim Courier number 10 again. Works right to the outside. Courier's up there. Bowman got to go to the attic.
And he'll come down and through the middle halfway. Bowman leads 3 wide. He splits the gap between Billings and Courier, as Shepard right there in second. Danny Johnson third. Brett Hearn is fourth. Dale Plank is fifth. Chris Steele sixth. Pete Bicknell seventh. Alan Johnson eighth. Gary Tompkins ninth. Matt Williamson completes the top 10.
Those are the kind of moves you have to make in lap traffic when a guy like Matt Shepard is chasing you. Shepard now being held up by Billings a bit, finds his way around the 74. Billings battles back on the inside.
New third place car. Brett Hearn takes the spot away from the doctor, Danny Johnson, and the doctor didn't like it. He's going to use Justin Wright in the pick and roll on the jet as they come off of corner number 4 as Danny Johnson reclaims a podium run.
Billings on the outside of the rail. Just to his outside is Matt Shepard. Shepard now has a clear shot at Bowman's rear bumper. Bowman trying to put Billy Van Inwagen back another lap.
And he will do that as they cross the line here on lap number 53. Meanwhile, Dale Plank is starting to rise to the top. Plank started 9th on the grid. He's going after Brett Hearn for position number 4.
Bowman right up to the scoreboard again in 3 and 4. Not coming away from the pre-programmed design, which was to ring the outside lap after lap and try not to burn up those Hoosier tires.
Matt Shepard having a hard time getting around the Billy Van Inwagen number 10 V machine. He's lost a bunch of ground to the 71 of Mike Bowman. The lead now 2 seconds over Matt Shepard as they come down to complete lap 55.
Bowman has Brackman. Brackman's going to the pit, slows up right in front of the leader. But as Shepard now gets around Billy V, Bowman's got him by a half straightaway.
Bringing it through corner number 3 and 4. Race leader Mike Bowman opening up the advantage right now as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. The lead 1.3 seconds, so Shepard able to pick up some time as Danny Johnson still there for third with Brett Hearn fourth. Dale Plank fifth. 6th, Chris Steele. Pete Bicknell 7th. Alan Johnson 8th. Gary Tompkins 9th. Matt Williamson 10th. Eric Rudolph, Ryan Susie, Justin Hares, Scott Wood, Brandon Easy round out your top 15, while Kerry Tarrant sits back there in 16th. 17th belongs to Chad Chevalier. 18th is Pete Britt. 19th is Mark Delario, and Bill Bleach rounds out the top 20.
Matt Shepard taking a decidedly shorter lane around this Merrittville surface than our leader, Mike Bowman. Bowman has about 6 lap cars right in front of him. Shepard's on the bottom.
Shepard is feeding off the bottom like a catfish into turn number 3 and 4 as the 71 of Bowman goes to the top side where Grandma hides the vodka. Off the turn, Shepard's got a run on him. Couldn't make it work into turn number 1 and 2.
All these guys running the inside. Shepard gets a nose out in front of Bowman. For the first time, we have a new leader out of turn number 2.
Let's see how it plays out in traffic. They're 3 wide in front of your top 2 cars. Rauscher right there in front of Shepard. Shepard trying to go low, couldn't do it. They're even into turn number 1.
Almost got up into the side of Bowman as he used the momentum to come back around. Bowman will drive away out of turn 2 up on the good stuff. Over the berm, and he gets back out front of Matt Shepard.
Oh, Shepard's got to be pitching a hissy right now as he's to the inside, 3 wide with Rauscher. He had a shot at Bowman, but he couldn't make it work that time into turn number 1.
Still 2 different ways to find their way through these lap cars. Bowman up around the outside. Shepard right down on the bottom, and they draw even into 3 and 4.
They're 3 wide in front of the leaders again, and this time it is the 71 of Bowman box in behind Billy Dunn, Bill Bleach, and the 8 of Rich Galata as Shepard has the advantage as they come off of corner number 2.
It's about to get aggressive out there. Bowman got to get into the back of Dunn or do something to find his way around. Now he steps over at 3 and 4. Bowman loses a ton.
He jumped the cushion. Danny Johnson gets by, and Brett Hearn right there to challenge. So Mike Bowman jumped the cushion in turn number 3 and 4, loses the lead in a bunch of ground as Matt Shepard and Danny Johnson take over the top 2 spots.
Now Bowman not only has to get back around Shepard, he's even got to get around the doctor to catch him. Shepard a full straightaway out front.
That's one thing to catch the doctor. It's another to get around him as they head into turn number 1 and 2. As Brett Hearn riding back there in 4th. Dale Plank, he's got a solid top 5 run going right now as they work their way into turn number 3. We've got a car in trouble on the top side of turn 4. That was Bill Bleach as he brings it back into the racing groove.
Danny Johnson up through the middle. Not too many cars where he is running in the black. Shepard up to the Bowman line right around the outside.
Matt Shepard brings the FX Compare Car Companies. Jeff Brownell owned. Number 9S to the line. 66 are in the books.
Danny Johnson, the next one to battle with Billy Dunn. Bowman on the inside of him, trying to get second back from the doctor. Yellow out, bleach into the wall in turn one. That's a break for Danny Johnson and Mike Bowman.
The winner in 09, 2010, 2011, and a second place run last year. Looking to do it again as we get the green.
I say anybody in the top five still got a legit shot at this one. Danny Johnson on the inside as Shepard and Hearn go to the top.
And Brett Hearn takes the third spot away from Mike Bowman. He'll now go to work on the doctor as they exit corner number 4. Shepard with the advantage by 2 car lengths over Danny Johnson into turn number 1.
Bicknell right on the rear bumper of Bowman in the 5th position. Shepard streaking away by a few car lengths. Hearn has now attended the party. Is he ready to start rocking and rolling?
Alan Joe contact Matt Williamson in car number 6 and the number 17 C of Chris Steele as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. The number 38 of Scott Wood looking for some extra traction that time as they race their way into turn number 3.
Shepard again out of turn number 4. This is going to put lap number 77 on the counter. Danny Johnson looking for a bite in the middle. Can't grab any yet though.
Top 3 down the back straightaway with the 71 of Mike Bowman running in 4th as the 42 of Pete McNell. He sits in 5th with Dale Plank right there. And now Alan Johnson, car number 14 at J. He sits in 7th after starting 18th on the grid. Let's see what he can do over the final 21 laps.
Shepard running a very smooth run here with clean track ahead of him. Nobody here to mess with his momentum.
And that's the beauty of being the leader right now. He has a clear racetrack in front of him. If this one stays green, though, he will most likely catch the tail of the field, and let's see how he will handle it. Meanwhile, Danny Johnson trying to inch up. It's a big block of Shepard, a small block of Johnson, a big block of Hearn, a small block of Bowman, small block of Bicknell, and the big block of Dale Plank.
Shepard continues to run the outside lane, as does Danny Johnson and Brett Hearn. About the same distance, quarter to half straightaway between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
19 to go, this time by the line for Matt Shepard, and now Alan Johnson going after the number 7Z of Dale Plank through corner number 1 and 2. AJ puts a nose in front. He will take over position number 6.
Alan Johnson running very good in this new ride for the local owners here, running very well. And as we mentioned earlier, only got to shake this down half a night.
Got to give a shout out to Justin Harris riding back there in position number 11. He has been steady tonight with that Phelps Cement Products. Number 3 machine started 14th on the grid and has been able to hold his own right now going after the Gary Tompkins number 84. That's for a top 10 run.
Shepard looks like he's just on cruise control. Very calmly making the marks as Johnson is doing all he can to reel him up. Not making too much progress.
Bringing it through corner number 1 and 2. Shepard closing in on the tail end of the field. We have 84 laps in the books, and Shepard is about maybe 6 car lengths behind Justin Wright, who is on the last car on the speedway in line. He has Bill Bleach right in front of him, Tim Courier, and Billy Van Inwagen.
Danny Johnson looking
Trouble,
for
turn number 4.
Different line around. Scott Wood facing the wrong way in the 38. Not sure who was involved with
Sitting
that
in
one.
3rd, it's Matt Shepard, Danny Johnson, Brett Hearn, Mike Bowman, Pete Bicknell, Alan Johnson, the 7Z of Dale Plank, the 6 of Matt Williamson. We're back underway. 85 are in, 15 laps remain as they head into turn number 2.
Shepard up over the bushing in turn 2 again. Bowman through the middle. Hearn just ahead of him on the upper lip. Bowman battling back to try and get 3rd away from Brett Hearn.
I took a good look at him, as they head up into turn number 1. It is Bowman on the inside trying to get around the Hearn 20. Couldn't do it. The jet pushes up. Bowman not close enough to take advantage.
Bicknell's almost down on the good stuff out of 2. Shepard rolling back to the line ahead of Danny Johnson and Brett Hearn, streaking out to that lead once more.
Hey, just confirm for all our listeners on the Dirt Radio Network, you're seeing smoke out of the back end of Danny Johnson's car too, right?
Definitely am. A small trail out of the back. Nothing nothing to really be worried about, I don't think, but yes, a definite smoke of white out of the Danny Johnson 27J.
They started around lap number 10 or 11, and Danny Johnson has kept his foot in the floorboard. Must be the lights and the tack isn't working tonight. He's still running good, I'll tell you what. Danny's going to make that car and get everything out of it that he can, as he is still within striking distance of Matt Shepard on lap number 88.
We keep talking about the lack of bite or how they're searching around. Danny Johnson, every time from the middle to the end of the back straightaway, is doing a wheel stand, so he's definitely getting some traction.
Fran is over here waving to me. I think he's trying to make a peacock as they have 10 laps to go as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. I don't know how you do it every week, Clinton. I got to give you credit.
Shepard streaking away. He can see the lap cars, but not close enough to use them to his advantage. But Danny Johnson is still smoking, and it looks like it's getting a little bit worse, Shane.
Let's keep our eye on it as they head up into turn number 1 and 2. Hearn's still there for third. Mike Bowman still riding in fourth. Pete McNell is fifth. Alan Johnson from 18th to 6th. Matt Williamson now challenging him for position as they head into turn number 3.
Inside 10 to go for Super Matt. He's got bleach on the outside, has to take the middle groove this time through 1 and 2, but doesn't harm his lead whatsoever.
And now Shepard closing in on bleach once again. We will have 93 in the book, so 7 laps remain as Matt Shepard works the bottom down into turn number 1 and 2. The doctor putting the right rear into the little moat here on the front stretch. It's not helping him any.
Now Shepard on the bottom, Johnson on the outside. They're using different lanes, and that could change the gap between them. Not so much, though. Shepard really driving off the inside of 4.
Danny Johnson starting to fall back into the clutches of Brett Hearn in car number 20 as he holds on to position number 3. We will have, how many, Fran? A handful. That's right, 5 to go, unless he lost a finger in a cherry tree chopping incident. We have 5 to go this time by for Matt Shepard.
Shepard sticking right on the inside into 1, a little bit higher out of 2. And he still maintains the advantage. Hearn not closing in on Johnson. Bowman not closing in on Hearn.
Everybody pretty much status quo as they come off the corner. Matt Shepard with the advantage of 2 seconds now over Danny Johnson. So he has been able to pull away from the doctor.
Best battle out there is 5th, 6th, and 7th. Matt Williamson got 5th away from Bicknell. Johnson trying to put him back into 7th as Alan Johnson going into 6th.
Working it down into turn number 1 and 2. Matt Shepard, heavy traffic in front of him, but he has plenty of real estate between himself and Danny Johnson. As Shepard works his way into turn number 3 and 4, we will have 2 laps remaining.
This one quickly coming to an end. Shepard into lap cars, but nobody close enough for him to worry about. Danny Johnson not close enough to make a move either.
Into turn number 3 and 4. Shepard trying to get underneath Matt Billings. White flag is out. Matt Shepard brings it off the corner one more time around for Matt Shepard.
Shepard in on the bottom of 1 and 2, right behind Tim Courier and Billy Dunn. He's just got to bring it around one more time.
Shepard into turn number 3 and 4. He won this race in 09, 2010, 2011, a second last year. He'll win the Bob St. Amand 100 in 2013.
Coming across in second, Danny Johnson, then Brett Hearn, Mike Bowman, and Matt Williamson, the top 5.
Pete McNell will finish 6th, Alan Johnson 7th, Eric Rudolph 8th, Dale Plank 9th, and Justin Harris will complete the top 10.
What about him, Merrittville? You want him out of the car? Let me hear you. Here he comes, Matt Shepard. Great job tonight, Matt. I mean, it must feel good to get back to the top of the podium. Bowman kind of ruined your streak last year, but you got it done tonight. I mean, talk about this track. It looked like it was tough sledding for you guys. Still tacky here on the straightaways, but the corners are black.
Yeah, it was super slippery tonight. I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of good race cars in Merrittville over the years, and I think this is probably the best one I've ever had.
Let's talk about racing and traffic. You had the cautions come out a few times when they could have helped you. In the end, you had clear track and just kind of sailed off from that last caution.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to do. I mean, it was blown off so bad with this big block and the extra weight. I was just trying to, keep my momentum up, keep the thing rolling. I wasn't really trying to look for all that much bite, just try to momentum the track.
The St. Amant family put a lot of effort into this. I know it means a lot for you to take home all the cash they give. That's got to be pretty cool also.
Yeah, I got to thank the St. Amant family. This is a great event they put on. I also got to talk about my grandmother. I won this one for her tonight. This is for her. We lost her last night. She was watching us tonight, definitely.
Congrats, Matt. He raced with a heavy heart, but gets it done tonight into victory lane. Matt Shepard will get over here and get a word with our second place finisher, the doctor, Danny Johnson. How about a hand for the doctor as he climbs out of the 27J over here? Danny, you were close, but not quite good enough to get up to the back door of the Shepard 9 here tonight. Still a great run for you in this fairly new ride.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my team. I have a great run here today, and be able to come here and get second spot with all these modifieds is a great feat for us.
Track a little bit tough for you guys to work with tonight. Where's the best spot for you guys?
Jeez, it was working good everywhere. It was an excellent track, but it did a super job getting the track ready for us, and just couldn't have a better racetrack. To inside, outside, and in the middle. We go wherever we wanted to, so it was really nice.
Good run tonight for Danny Johnson. He'll get in second. We'll get over here and talk to Brett Hearn. Brett, great run for you. I mean, kind of not really in the headlines tonight. Kind of snuck in there in third. Just a steady, solid run for you, but very beneficial in your points chase.
Yeah, I mean, Matt's the guy. So right now, I may have the lead 2 points or whatever, one way or the other, but it's all about every race, one race at a time. And after I ran I qualified fast time and then ran the heat race, I thought there's no way this would be possible for us to be in the top 3 on the front straightaway tonight. But lo and behold, here we are. So a lot of credit to my team for making the right adjustments and working hard at it to get it better. And here we are.
All right, congrats, Jet. He's got a great run.